Hello EDTC 610 students. Welcome to your first lecture. Today we will talk about student engagement and methods and activities that will increase engagement of online learners. Before we explore ways to increase student engagement, let's start by defining what it means to be engaged. Student engagement is a multi-dimensional concept and consists of three types of engagement. The one is behavioral engagement, and this focuses on students' participation in discussions and other academic activities. Then you have emotional engagement. This focuses on students' reactions and their feelings, both positive and negative, to members in their learning community. And then you have cognitive engagement, and this focuses on students' level of investment in learning new concepts. In summary, student engagement can be considered as the amount of time, energy, and resource that students devote to activities designed to enhance learning. To your right, you'll see 5 different levels of engagement according to Philip Schlechte. On the lowest level, you have the rebellion level. Students at this level of engagement are not committed to the course. They do not do their work. They disrupt others, and tasks that they have been assigned to complete, they pass it on to others. Above that level, you have retreatism, and students at this level of engagement are disengaged from tasks and they don't comply with demands of their instructors, but they do not disrupt the work of others, neither do they pass off activities to other students. Then you have ritual compliance. And students are on this level, they're willing to do whatever necessary just to avoid a negative consequence from their instructor. They just focus on meeting the minimum requirements. Above that is strategic compliance. And there's low level of commitment, of engagement, students at this level, but they do know that if they work at a certain level, they will get grades that will move them on to the next level. So they have goals, but they're not fully invested in the learning experience. And then the top level of engagement is high commitment. And students see value in what they're learning, and they find meaning in what they're learning, and they power through all their assignments because they know it's for their benefit. Now let's talk about ways to increase student engagement. In this lecture, we will discuss 6 methods. The first is preparation. Students must be prepared for the online learning experience. As an instructor, as an online instructor, you should explain to students how the online learning experience differs from the classroom experience. Please make sure that the course requirements are clearly defined to the students. And it would be a benefit to students if instructors provide tips on time management and how to prioritize coursework. The second method to increase student engagement is to present clear, organized learning materials. Your course site should be easy for students to navigate. Course materials, discussion forums, student records should be organized and labeled in a consistent manner to prevent student confusion. The third method is to prevent isolation. As I discussed in the overview video, when students feel isolated, they're more likely to drop out. So students need to feel like their instructors are invested in their learning and are around to guide them through the course. One thing you can do is narrate instructional video, because that makes students feel like the instructor is talking to them when they hear their voice. Instructors should be easily accessible as well. Reach out to students behind on their assignments to offer help or encouragement. The fourth method to increase student engagement is chunk and space learning. Learning content should be delivered in small segments. If a student logs on to your course site and sees a whole bunch of information staring at them, they may feel overwhelmed. Also, allow students enough time to digest what they're learning. Another method to increase student engagement is to make students demonstrate what they're learning. Following each lecture, students should apply what they have learned. So after each lecture, Design activities for students to complete. This can be achieved by requiring students to journal, write opinion pieces, solve problems, and other similar actions. And the last method that I have to offer you to increase student engagement is to provide regular feedback. When you deliver feedback to students, it reminds them that the instructor is watching their progress, and it makes students revisit what they've learned. Now let's briefly talk about media and if it can be used to increase student engagement. There are opposing thoughts on this. Some educators view media as a distraction and ineffective in learning content, and others take advantage of it to increase student engagement. Some educators believe that media allows students to gain a deeper understanding of topics that interest them, collaborate with others, and direct their learning. And some educators believe the opposite. Clark and Cosma both have important views on media, and they made the media debate famous. Clark believes that media has no influence in learning and is merely a vehicle that delivers instruction, while Cosma believes that media can influence and benefit learning for particular students, tasks, and situations. Here's the big picture. Media will have little or no effect on student engagement if it's not used in the right context or in an effective way that stimulates, inspires, and encourages students to want to learn, interact, and collaborate. In reflection, I would like to make 2 points. The first is today's learners will need to enter the real world with capabilities such as the ability to communicate effectively, analyze and synthesize information, utilize higher order thinking skills, and think creatively. The second point is media and technology tools could bring new opportunities for teachers to engage with students and create more collaborative learning environments. This week's deliverables includes creating a virtual story on the media debate of Clark and Cosma. Please refer to the video in task 4 for instructions. Thank you very much for attending this lecture.